Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion. And once again, I'm joined by Kyoshi and Kurt. Kurt, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hello everyone, I'm back again on Mark's channel. Hope you guys are enjoying it.
Guys, we are literally recording this right after the last one we did, so hopefully, and it probably came out like a day or two afterwards, so go back and check that out. It was about Goten and whether this Super or this entire arc is just going to kind of throw him under the bus and forget him entirely. But I just wanted to kind of bring another question up of these people. What about 18? Like, I know I have a lot of passion with Goten and everything, but also I'm just thinking about like other characters that Super is just kind of underutilized. And while there's plenty of them, I mean, basically anyone besides Goku and Vegeta at this point, 18 is someone that this series has completely forgotten about for the most part. I mean, obviously, the weird thing is that she is completely one of the strongest people in the entire show right now.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, you're bringing back Future Trunks, who dealt very heavily with Android 18 and 17 and all this. So forgetting about Android 18 is kind of an interesting concept. Like, why, like, are we going to see her? What are your speculations on that? What do you think the problem is if they do forget her, Kurt?
Well, it's first I want to say, like, if we don't see them interact, that's going to be baffling. It's such an interesting scenario, interesting kind of experience to actually watch, because it's going to be so awkward. There's just so many questions, like, you know, like, I think they'd introduce it like Krillin would come along with 18 to some kind of party, or I don't know, and Trunks is there and just like, what, you two actually got together? How, like, what? You know, like, oh yeah, we wished for you know, 118 and parts and all that, you know, and it's just like, yeah, because how would that be possible? But also, you know, yeah, obviously we're talking about what happened in Trunks' timeline, and you know that she was such a fearsome warrior, very strong, and she could still actually, you know, they could still spar, couldn't they? Because, you know, she's not actually, well, relatively, you know, in terms of the gap between Goku and Future Trunks is huge, but the gap is a lot less between Super Saiyan 2, Future Trunks, and 18. So, you know, they could still spar and all that, but, you know, she's obviously a much more endearing, sincere character now than she ever was in his timeline. But at first he would be startled. He'd be literally like, oh my gosh, you know, she's not, I know she's not dangerous, but what is going on here? You know, how could they accept her for what she's done? You know, and that would be some really interesting dialogue, you know, even more interesting than some of the things we've been seeing recently. I mean, I've enjoyed it with, you know, Future Trunks talking with Beerus and Whis, but I think this would just be on another level. But that's all I have to say right now. But
well, you know, in terms of like when we first saw basically Trunks and present time Goku, not Black Goku, actually interact, he attacked Goku. Obviously, when he sees 18, he might not attack her because, like you said, she's not a threat.
Yeah.
But she is kind of the same embodiment of basically how shitty his life has been this whole time. To see her kind of come back and be like, oh my God, she's not only like a caring person, but a caring mother, and is like a loving wife, a caring mother, and just a generally a good person, and has just kind of changed so much for the better that, you know, how could he be mad at her? How will he react, especially when he sees Marin for the first time and like understands, like when he kind of just has this slow kind of ticking realization that, holy crap, like this timeline is just so absolutely different. I mean, you and I talked about in the last video again, like, you know, when he sees Pan, when he sees Goten, he's going to realize just how different this timeline is as compared to the one that he actually grew up in, because of all, you know, the butterfly effects or something they explained in a couple episodes ago, kind of changing the future as it were. But, you know, I think 18 is just another really powerful example of kind of helping show Trunks just basically how much that he went out of his way to help and ensure the peaceful nature of this particular future. And I think one of the problems with how this Super series handling it is they're not doing a whole lot to kind of establish this at first. I mean, they're doing a lot to kind of, oh, here's a fight, and here's this situation, but I don't know. I mean, this next episode, they're going to go, you know, like in episode 52, is it? Like that will probably be on by the time that we actually watch this, or by the time this video actually goes up. But by the time that episode airs and everything, we're already going to another universe. We're getting way out of the way. Trunks is training with Vegeta. They're going to another universe. We're going to start getting a little bit too far into this story for Trunks to be able to interact with this person, this person, and this person. And honestly, I feel like if that's going to be the case, then Super is really dropping the ball in this situation to just completely forget about these amazing characters that would really impact Trunks' view on not only this timeline, but his effect on it.
Yeah, and they should just slow it down now a bit more. I think it's just going too fast at the moment, Super, and it's another opportunity they must take up. You know, like we were saying with Goten in the last one, this is another opportunity. This doesn't have to be a whole episode. This can just be, you know, maybe a few episodes here and there where, you know, there's some kind of all-together party or something. I don't know. Well, not a party at this kind of stage because this is an arc, and you know, there's a problem to be resolved. But you know, somehow, you know, Krillin brings along 18 for some reason, and there it is. They have it. You know, why give us another fight when you can have that? You know, there's a bit of a lull. You know, Goku Black's gone back to the future, and this can essentially be just a lot of events going on in one day. You know, they could just write something like that, and I really want to see that because it's going to be like one of the most interesting things we've seen in a while, and it would really get me like enticed to actually watch it again and again and again because just fantastic writing if that actually happened. But they need to capitalize on the opportunity, definitely.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background, but leaf blowers and whatnot, I can't control it. Kind of mess up this audio a little bit, but that's fine. Anyway, guys, like, this is kind of like one thing that we've been kind of talking about, and why we decided to do basically 2 videos back to back is, why is it that Super, it's a general question, like, why is Super just deciding to like kind of skip through all this stuff? They're bringing back Trunks when they can really have some very powerful character moments to kind of help explain or help him see exactly how much has changed from his timeline to this other timeline that we've kind of been sticking with since the beginning. I mean, obviously, this is our main timeline. This is kind of what we saw through the Buu arc, and now Super and GT if you want to count GT, but that's not necessarily canon, so who really cares? But so the thing is like, what do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys think? Is Goten, 18, Videl, Mr. Satan, Ten Shinhan, who was one of the people that you feel like, man, why aren't they utilizing this character to actually kind of show Trunks like how this time has progressed, or how this is done, or something, and how he would be, you know, he could actually see how much he's affected. Tell us in the comment section below. I would really like to hear everyone's opinions about, you know, who's being underutilized in this arc and why is that. So make sure to tell us in the comment section below. Curt, thank you so much for joining me on this discussion again.
It was a pleasure once again.
Anyway, guys, definitely go make sure to check out Kaioshin Curt. He does a lot of really amazing content, super reviews every week, and informative videos. He does dabble in speculation, so I know a lot of you guys really like my speculation stuff. He dabbles in it as well, so definitely make sure to give him check him out, and make sure to give him a subscribe, like his videos, comment if you would. And yeah, anyway, that's all for us today. Bye.